we're going to move on to another one that is a lot of fun here. So we have a tool here that does a little bit of work, makes some work a little bit easier for you, right? So putting in grommets and eyelets, it is something that we have talked about over the years where we have some unconventional things in our sewing rooms because we need them, right? So we've had rolling pins if you're talking about, you know, leather and you have to roll a seam, and we've also had hammers in our sewing room because that's what you used to have to always use to get eyelets in. You were always hammering them. You don't have to with this tool, right?
I love it.
Yeah.
Having to hammer in those grommets, like
Yes.
a lot of times I have to take my project with the grommets and the hammer and go outside and do it on the concrete.
Yep.
And it'd be great to just have it just a one-stop shop right there, right in your sewing room. Make it easy.
Absolutely. So this is the Prym VARIO Creative Tool, and we have a video here where one of our contributors, Emily Steffen, is going to do a sort of a deep dive into this and show you all of the great features of this product.
Hey everyone, my name is Emily and I have a really cool creative tool that I want to share with you today. It is from the company Prym and it's called the VARIO Creative Tool. It looks like this, and it is, with this one little machine, can attach rivets, punch holes, attach fasteners, and do eyelets, which normally is a lot of different tools, but this is all those tools in one. The precision of this tool is absolutely awesome. It's easy to do 2 different sets of eyelets and multiple different sizes of rivets based on the size of the insert that you use in the tool, which I'm about to show you. The one thing that is awesome, that is different than any other tool, is that you're able to adjust for the thickness of your material with the simple turn of the screw. So don't worry if you're using something really thick like multiple layers of denim or leather or felt or something as simple as just knit or cotton. This tool will do all the different sizes of material very easy for you. Let me show you how easy this is to add some eyelets onto a pennant that I made for my daughter for her room the other night. This is just a simple felt pennant, and I want to add a couple different eyelets to the edges here so that she's easily able to hang it up in her bedroom. This particular pattern that I used is just using multiple layers of felt. So normally this would take quite a bit of effort to go through these layers of felt, but I want to show you just how easy this is with how awesome this handle is and the multiple different grip styles that I can use to get through this felt. So with your Prym set, you will get 11 millimeters or 14 millimeter option. One of them is just larger than the other. I'm gonna go with the 14 millimeter today because I want nice big eyelets. And you'll have 4 different little attachments here. I will remove all 4 from the box. The Prym VARIO Creative Tool comes with this handy dandy measuring little slider that goes right here on the bottom. And the cool thing about this is you're able to easily measure using the notches on the side that move around where you want the holes of your eyelets to go. So to punch your eyelets, you will first need to punch a hole through your fabric. The cool thing about this set is that you are given these little purple kind of basket looking pieces that make this tool so easy to swap out all the pieces of the punching. I'm going to use these 2 black pieces first. I can choose to use both hands to push. I can choose to squeeze the lever, or if I really want to get into it, I can stand up. Your hole is punched through and ready for the eyelet pieces. So now that this first hole is punched, we're going to punch the other hole. Now I will take out the pieces and remove this bottom piece. So now I will simply add my 14 millimeter green bottom piece and my 14 millimeter top piece, and then find my 14 millimeter eyelets. Eyelets come with 2 different pieces, the bottom piece and the top piece, and essentially this tool is going to smush them together. I have 4 pieces of fabric, so it's a little bit thicker, but this is where I'm able to use my adjustment tool because I have 4 pieces of felt, and I'm just going to bring this up a little bit. Give it a squeeze. And there's 1 eyelet done. I'm going to repeat that process with the other side. So I have my 2 eyelets completed on our pennant, so Esther can easily put this up in her bedroom. Now, I mentioned at the very beginning that this isn't just for adding eyelets and not just for punching holes, but it's also for adding rivets, which is a great detail for any belts or any even bags or kind of all those accessories. You could even make some leather earrings with these rivets on them. I want to show you just how easy it is for rivets as well. The rivets come with 2 options, 7mm and 9mm options, and those are just kind of the widths of the heads of the rivets. So depending on what you're finishing or what you're using, that is really easy to do. Now with the rivets, I'm gonna actually move to using the VARIO tool with the table clamp attachment. That you saw before that it actually did not move around a lot when I was doing the eyelets, but I wanna show you how awesome it is to add on the table clamp to the little hole in the back. You slide that in, and then I'm able to secure the VARIO tool to the table to give it tons more stability. So I'm able to use the handle in the same ways I used it before, but it's just giving me more stability when I'm doing those rivets kind of over and over again. Adding the rivets is the exact same process of how we added our eyelets onto the pennant. First, you'll pierce the fabric to add the holes, in as many holes as we want to add the rivets, and then we will add our rivets on top by using our either 7.5mm or 9mm rivet tool. We will be using the 3mm piercing set that this comes with, and so there is a top and a bottom, one that has like a little triangle and one that does not have the triangle, and we will simply add those onto our tool super easily by just clicking them into place. And I will begin to punch through the leather. This is a little different because it's kind of just piercing the leather rather than taking out a ton of fabric like we did with our eyelet. I'm gonna add one more. So now that the holes are completed, I will simply remove my pieces, and then I'm also going to remove this purple bottom piece off of the VARIO Creative Tool. I'll simply grab my 9mm rivet tools and easily snap them into place, and then find my 9mm rivets. The rivets are similar to the eyelets, where they come with 2 pieces, a piece that has the longer position, or that looks like the letter T, and then the smaller piece that fits right on top. I will begin by adding my keychain on here. And again, think about how you can finish off your garments or all of these details with this really cool tool. It doesn't have to be something as simple as a keychain. I will put my letter T part of my rivet in, and then my top on. And your top should click into place, and you will put the top part on the top of your, towards the top of your rivet tool. I'm going to adjust my thickness here. Ta-da! There's one rivet easily added, and I'm simply going to repeat that process. So think about how this can work in making your garments or your craft projects, and I want to show you just how easy this is to add to another substrate, wool, which can be really tricky to work with, but I want to show you how cool and easy it is. I work with felt quite often, and I find that it's actually kind of tricky to punch littler holes like when we're using these rivets through felt, but I want to show you how innovative this tool is to make this whole process so easy if you're not convinced by now, because I'm quite convinced and I want to show you. So I have a couple layers of wool felt here, and I'm going to go right back over to my tool, add in that purple bottom part, grab my punching pieces, snap those into place. This is quite awesome because piercing these little holes through felt are really tricky. So you have that hole. I'm going to add one more to the other side, equal distance, using that measuring tool. Okay, so I have my two little small awesome holes from the hole punch, and now I will remove these tools along with the bottom piece, just like before. Now that that bottom piece is removed, I will grab my smaller tools here, my smaller rivet tools, snap those easily into place, grab some 7.5mm rivets, whoop, as they're coming out of the box, and then, just like before, add the smaller piece, or the T piece, I'm sorry, the bigger piece, the T piece through the back, and then add the rivet on the top, or the hat. Bring it to your tool. And then give it a nice squish. So our first rivet is done through the felt, which was so easy because that punch, which is hard to get little precise things, especially in wool felt, made it so simple. I'm going to do my second one really quickly here. And voila. I love how easy it was to get these small details in something so fibrous like this wool felt. And I also love that I hope that we've inspired you to add rivets, eyelets, learn how to punch holes, and use this incredible VARIO tool with all of your making and creating and all of your finishing, from your garments to your craft projects.
I love that she shows a very easy project with that little keychain with both grommets, and you can see the other one there that had eyelets in it, because we were just saying, if you've ever been intimidated to maybe try inserting one of these into a project, this will kind of take all of that out of that.
It makes it easy, and adding hardware to a project is one way to sort of upgrade your project,
Absolutely.
make it look a little more professional. And I love that this tool is a 2-in-1 with the rivets and the grommets, so you don't have to have two separate tools and then try to find space for it in your sewing room. So this tool is great for that.
Absolutely. And another thing that I was sort of just mentioning to you is I tend to be the type of person where I get a new tool and I want to open it and I have all those parts and pieces and I use it, and then they end up in like a Ziploc bag and they get lost and I never find them again. So like the packaging on these are super cool because I love that you can just pop them out and they go right back in. So there's never any reason to not know, okay, which one is the 11mm, which one's a 14. You don't have to go back and measure anything. Put them right back in their boxes and you'll always have the exact pieces you need. So love that little feature as well.